Let's talk about something that's both your best friend and worst enemy, your work from office job. It pays bill but you hate your job. Just joking, well, it's your IDE. You know, that magical software that both lifts you up and drags you down all in the same 10 minutes. IDEs have evolved so much over the years, right? There was a time when you had to refer to books to solve your coding issues. Yeah, books. Like physical ones. Then came Stack Overflow, where you learned that Googling for solutions was just a polite way of saying I'm about to copy-paste my way to success. And now, we've got AI doing half the coding for us, leaving us free to just stare at the screen wondering how we even got here. But today, developers have taken it to a whole new level. We're talking IDE hacks so insane that even your code editor will give you a high five or maybe a slap in the face for abusing its features too much. In this video, we're diving into some of the most mind-blowing and weird things developers are doing with their IDEs to make coding faster, easier, and let's be real, way cooler than it should be. Let's get into it. The very first plugin, which is quite important and you can't code without it, is Weather plugin. Not weather of your codebase, it's about the real weather. A weather plugin helps developers to take next 10-second break to step outside, remember what fresh air feels like, and then go right back to debugging. Alright, let's get into some actual productivity boosters. First up, the legend itself, GitHub Copilot, or as I like to call it, your future replacement. Most likely you would already be using Copilot by now. It is powered by OpenAI's Codex model, so it's not just autocomplete on steroids. It learns from your context and makes suggestions, entire functions, comments, even refactors based on what you're working on. Alright, so if you're the kind of developer who triple checks the locks on your servers, then Tab 9 is good alternative to Copilot. Tab 9 is like the friend who respects your privacy and only helps if you're in a super secure environment. Want your AI assistant running locally so you don't risk exposing your code? Tab 9's got you. Imagine coding in JavaScript or TypeScript and instantly seeing the results of each line without needing to run your entire project or switch windows. No more console log overloads. Quokka shows variable values directly in the editor beside each line of code. In this example, we are looping through list elements, and in real time gives me variable value within loop. Yes, we got Quokka.js plugin for you. If your code throws an error, Quokka's like, yo, you messed up here. No more spending 5 hours debugging because you didn't notice that typo in your variable name. It also comes with CPU profiling. With that, Quokka gives you the stack trace of your performance, letting you identify which functions are hogging CPU cycles. You can spot those bottlenecks and optimize your code to run smoother, making your code as fast as a turtle, not as lazy rabbit. Up next, we've got a plugin that's just as cool. Ever wanted to experience coding like it's straight out of a movie? You know, the intense soundtrack, the dazzling lights, and those epic I'm saving the day with this code moments. It creates explosive particle effects that pop with each keystroke, making coding feel like an action-packed game. If you want less procrastination and don't want to be tempted to open your browser every time, because let's be honest, one quick Google search always turns into watching a 30-minute MrBeast challenge or a day in the life of a software engineer vlog where everyone's either debugging a nightmare, then here comes the REST client plugin for VS Code to save the day. This nifty tool lets you send API requests directly from your editor, so you can skip the browser distractions and stay focused on what really matters, testing those APIs. Whether it's get, post, put, or delete, you can handle them all right in VS Code, with no need to juggle multiple apps or lose your coding rhythm. You know how it goes after hours of programming. You look up from your screen and realize you've been staring at the code for so long. Your eyes are begging for mercy. You're starting to see your error messages in 3D. But don't worry, you got Dracula Dark and Night Owl themes swooping in to save your poor, tired eyes. Both are dark, dramatic theme with slight differences in accents and highlights. Alright, let's wrap up this video with the documentation dilemma. Code documentation is like a mystery novel. The more you write, the less you understand what the heck you just wrote, and nobody really enjoys spending hours explaining things and creating those dreaded documents, especially when you're on your way out to a new job and your boss is less than stellar. But don't worry, there's a plugin that can save you from all this misery. That is Swim Documentation plugin. This plugin is like having a personal assistant for your documentation woes. Imagine a robot that writes your docs, organizes your thoughts, and even updates them without asking you to just add a few more details. No more endless Word docs or staring at your screen wondering, what on earth was I thinking when I wrote this code 6 months ago or even 6 days ago? With Swim, your docs practically update themselves while you sip your coffee and avoid eye contact with your boss. Until next time, stay quirky, stay productive, and, for the love of all things code, stop downloading random plugins at 10 a.m. Catch you in the next video.